one other player in the AFC North nominated for an ESPY Award, and that's Joe Burrow for comeback athlete. And I think he's got good odds to win. The other nominees, Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors, Trey Mancini of the Baltimore Orioles coming back from cancer, and then Diamond DeShields from the Phoenix Mercury. I think Burrow's got a very good chance to win that award too. So maybe make a parlay. Cooper Kupp, best NFL player, best comeback athlete, Joe Burrow. We'll keep it in AFC North, a little a two-piece parlay, if you will.
Yeah, I bet on Joe. The comeback player, I bet on Joe. And the only reason why, even though I just thought about it like Klay, they just won a championship, so it's hard not to. But I don't think it was the old Klay Thompson when it came down to these playoffs pushes for the Golden State Warriors. I know for a fact, and it's proven, if Joe Burrow wasn't quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, they wouldn't have made it to the Super Bowl. And that's how good that young man is. So if this was Steph Curry comeback mention, then I say Steph will have it over Joe Burrow, because Steph is like the guy over there, and he's the reason why they won it. But it's Klay, and this is no disrespect to Klay, but I'm going to take Joe Burrow over Klay right now, because Joe Burrow has been consistent. He's the starter, and he's the it factor for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I hope that they actually do this based on merit and not based on, okay, ESPN has a lot more NBA programming than it has NFL programming, and this ceremony will be in Los Angeles. Golden State Warriors are a California team. Let's listen, do it based on merit. Give the award, whoever picks this, truth serum. It's got to be Joe Burrow coming off an ACL, 51 sacks in the regular season, won a postseason game, despite the fact that he got sacked 9 times. I was thinking about this because we've talked about this here on the show. Is there any other quarterback in the league who could get sacked 9 times in a playoff game on the road against a number 1 seed and go on and win the same game? Because there might be 1 or 2. There aren't many. I don't know if there are any in the league that would be able to do that. And Joe Burrow did it.
It's the composure, Mark. Like usually when we say usually as players, when quarterbacks get sacked and they get hit hard and early, they kind of start seeing ghosts. So they get the itchy feet. They get to reading their progressions real fast and not waiting and anticipating because they scared to keep getting hit. Joe Burrow is just like, hey, it's just part of the game. That's just attitude. Okay, you sacked me. It's just part of the game. Like I'm not going to waver off my movement. I'm not going to try to rush my progression. I'm just going to let everything. It's ebb and flow with him. Okay, y'all got y'all shots on me. I'm gonna get my shots on y'all. See, my personal opinion, I think Joe look at it like a boxing match. Like, okay, we got 12 rounds. They beat me the first 4 rounds. But after that, I got 8 more rounds left. I'm about to smoke y'all. So it's just Joe has a unique ability to kind of tune out, my personal opinion, Mark, to kind of tune out what we think he should feel like. If you hit Tom Brady 8 times and Tom Brady is a statue, he's not the GOAT. And the reason why I say statue, every stadium should have a statue of Tom Brady. That's how I feel about Tom. But you hit Tom Brady 9 times, it's going to be an issue. You hit Aaron Rodgers 9 times in a game, it's going to be an issue. It's just the ability of Joe Burrow just to overcome past adversity. That's just what the young man do. Like, the good man dropped him on earth just to play quarterback and stay cool, calm, collective, and smoke a Ike Taylor one-of-a-kind stogie. That's just what Joe Burrow is.
I love the shout out to the Stogies. As always, we'll put your social media info in the show notes, Ike. So if people are interested, they can check that out. The one-of-a-kind cigar line. Ike, I love that. It reminds me of Ben earlier in his career too, Ike, because when he was retiring this last year, I Bleav it was ESPN put together this piece where they talked to a bunch of former Ravens players about what it was like competing against Ben Roethlisberger. And I think it was Bart Scott who said, like, he absolutely tattooed annihilated, crushed Ben Roethlisberger. And he gets up, and it like would have broken any other player, any other quarterback. Ben just gets up, probably in an immense amount of pain, shrugs it off, and goes, next play. And what that does to demoralize an opponent when it's that relentless pass rush. And remember, back in the day, you could get away with a lot more defensively than you can now in terms of the protections that are in place for player safety and specifically the quarterback position. So I kind of liken it to how Ben was earlier in his career, because he was able to shrug away defenders, get guys off him, and it was hard to take him down. And he was able to endure a tremendous amount of punishment, a lot more so than other players and other quarterbacks in this league. I think Joe Burrow has that quality, no doubt, and he's going to be even better this year considering, and again, broken record saying this, but Lyle Collins and Alex Kappa along their offensive line are going to be tremendous upgrades for a Bengals offense that was tremendous a season ago. You keep Burrow clean this upcoming season, and that Bengals team is going to be even better. It's going to be scary, Ike.
Yeah, what seven did in my era, Mark, Tom Brady, Brett Favre was a tough son of a gun. Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers was a tough son of a gun. But you gotta be Big Ben to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. His toughness is unmatched. Like Big Ben, the man hurt a lot throughout his career, a lot. And I've seen a lot of quarterbacks sit down over some okay stuff. 7 ain't sit down unless 7 was really hurt. Like 7, you had to sit 7 down for surgeries. Like the only reason why 7 might have sat down is because he had to have surgery. That's the only reason why 7 might have sat down. So for me, in my era, out of all the quarterbacks I didn't name, Big Ben is the only Pittsburgh Steeler. Like it's only Big Ben, and I love all these quarterbacks, and damn near every quarterback that I said is a Hall of Fame quarterback. But only 7 was meant to play in Pittsburgh because of his toughness. And I've heard Terrell Suggs, Bart Scott, who else? Ray. I heard even Ed Reed. We talk all the time. Like I asked and I heard him say like, bro, 7, you can't break his spirit. Like they tried. And he was right. Back in the day when the rules wasn't as lenient, they tough now. Like I'm talking about, it's twishing home a little bit, slamming the ground, and 7 was made to play in Pittsburgh. That's just my personal opinion.
I'll leave it at this, Ike. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, go back and watch America's game, either Super Bowl run that you had from the first Super Bowl 40 or Super Bowl 43. Go back and watch, and the physicality, Ike, it's like watching a different sport compared to what the NFL is now here 10, 15 years later. So go back and watch that and watch the physicality of the game. And Ike, to me, it was almost as if you're playing an entirely different sport for what was allowed for players being able to hit each other in the physicality in the league, which doesn't exist nearly to the extent that it does now.